Okay, first of all, congratulations on 10 years of running this Lean course. I hope you've had an impact on the industry surrounding you, and Lean is certainly, I think, just in the beginning of its life. There's plenty more to Lean to come. So you've got a career for life in working with Lean.
Thank you.
I've been reflecting a lot recently on what makes a Lean journey successful. And I think there are 5 things that you might think about. First of all, it's absolutely critically dependent on a leader who wants to do something different. Do things that currently the organization can't do, but it needs to do in order to survive. So doing something differently, recognizing that Lean is a way of achieving objectives that we can't currently do. And third, recognizing that they have to lead it themselves, because leaders like to think and have been used to think of delegating this to experts to do. And that's my second point. This is not a program, and this is not a project. This is not something done by experts to people, because we know that doesn't last. It actually is about building capabilities to not only solve today's problems, but in using the scientific method to solve today's problems to be able to better solve tomorrow's problems. So it's all about building cumulative experience in problem solving. And the tools that Lean uses are actually there to help, through using them, to experience a very different counterintuitive way of managing an integrated process rather than a series of individual activities. And the tools are also there to signal what needs to be done next, because there are always thousands of improvements we could do. But if you have a real pull link back from the customer, from demand, using Kanban all the way back, that actually reveals where the process doesn't work. And that's where we need to focus. Mm-hmm. The fourth point I'd like to make is that Lean leaders have always been absolutely driven by being customer focused and focusing on trying to think about how do we enable users to solve their problems better in the future or meet their needs better in the future, rather than thinking forward from the organization. What suits my organization? How can I capture customers and trap them into a long-term payment to me? So it's customer focused. And it's also working up and downstream with suppliers. So the whole value stream begins to operate in the same way as you're hoping your organization will operate. And the fifth and final and most important point is that we actually have a formal process in place for capturing the knowledge and the results that are created by continuous improvement. And we feed that together with user insights and to engineering knowledge into the design of next generation products and processes, and into the next generation and the next generation. So we're looking at a process now, I think, in a world which is rapidly changing, where we're moving to much more frequent redesign of product, process, and service. And the cumulative experience of users and providers is a key piece that we miss in designing that. And it opens up, actually, opportunities not just for continuous development, but also continuous innovation. And that's why I think Lean is so powerful for the future, because it actually combines knowledge of the social constraints that always face the adoption of new technology with with exploring the technical potentials of new technologies, in order to design fundamentally different ways of serving the customers, different products and services. And so actually, if you look at the main Lean examples, they've all actually been disruptors. Toyota was a disruptor in its industry, initially bankrupting the larger players, but now challenging them with next generation technology. Apple have been a disruptor in the mobile communications field. Amazon have been a disruptor in the logistics, personal logistics field, and so on and so forth. So actually, Lean is very much the management system for figuring out how to manage in the digital age.
Okay, and traditionally Lean has been focused more on the provision processes, and it's now shifting towards the development of new products and services.
Absolutely. I think simply focusing on being better at doing what we do today is only actually a first step. The real gains from Lean come when we take that knowledge and we think back from the customer, which is something we've typically not done well, and we feed that into the design of next generation products and process, because we can improve current things that were designed with different assumptions, and we can get so far. But actually, whenever I've been involved in exercises where we start with a clean sheet based upon our cumulative knowledge, we come up with something that's fundamentally different.
Yes.
And now, in the age of technology moving very fast, we not only can design better systems, but also we can use technical opportunities to allow us to do things that we couldn't do yesterday.
Yeah, and that means that new technologies like augmented reality or process designing or virtualization would play a bigger role in Lean?
Play a much bigger role, yes. But with all of those technologies, whenever you look at the history of those technologies, it's always the social acceptance of those technologies, either by users or by providers, that actually are the constraint to exploiting those technical opportunities. And if we simply focus on the technical opportunities themselves, we miss that whole understanding of how we gain rapid feedback from a dialogue with users and experimenting in small iterative increments rather than sort of big leaps to clean sheet technologies, which rarely work.
Yeah. So you see a kind of a mediating role of Lean between new technologies and people involved and the social constraints.
Absolutely, yes. I think there's technical opportunities, new technical opportunities that are fundamentally changing the nature of competition in most industries. And Lean is the way to actually build the social organizations and the relationship and feedback from customers that allows us to rapidly adopt these technologies meaningfully and profitably faster than the competition.
Towards disruptive innovation and away from the step of piecemeal innovation.
So I think thinking about Lean as another form of organizational excellence, operational excellence and so on is very limiting.
Yes.
The potential of Lean is much, much bigger than that. It's actually about thinking about the future. But thinking about the future in small iterative increments based upon user feedback from users and experiments of technical opportunities, it's building those as a continuous improvement loop that actually is the key to much faster continuous innovation, which I think is what the future holds.